Hey everyone, it's me Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and I have gone into a deep depression after the Boston Celtics lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in 7 games, and I am very excited to be bringing you the 38th episode of Ask MandRproductions here today. It is once again Thursday. Remember, I did move the series to Thursday. I still got some messages asking me why it wasn't uploaded on Tuesday, and I'm like, guys, I moved it to Thursday for the summer, or at least for the foreseeable future. So you guys know how it works. If you have a question for me that you want answered next week, leave it in the comments section down below. If you enjoy the video, of course, like it. And let's go ahead and get into our first question from Golden Light Pictures. He says that supposedly the Boba Fett movie is happening, and what are your thoughts? This is something I'm cautiously excited for. The Han Solo movie I did like, and I will be talking more about the Han Solo movie later on in this video at the end. Those will be like the last few questions, so that if you want to avoid spoilers for that, you can, but you can still enjoy the first part of the video. So I will say when I'm going to start talking spoilers on Solo movie, but back to the Boba Fett question. I'm excited for the movie. I think it could be something that is really good as long as they do it right and they don't do anything cringy. I like the fan service kind of that they've done with some of the recent movies, but I think they could tone it back for something like that. I don't know what they could do with it. I think they could set it maybe between episodes 3 and 4, I guess, building up the Boba Fett character until we meet him when the original trilogy gets started, so that could be something that would work, but I don't know what they'll do with the story. Again, it's something that they have a lot of creative liberty to go about, so I'm excited to see what they do, but I have no idea. Our next question comes from Bricks360, and he says, social and friends aside, who do you believe is the best builder in the LEGO community in terms of dioramas and or ships? So I think as far as dioramas go, this is going to go, at least personally for me, this is going to go to Brick Plumber. He is someone that's made a massive Hoth and a massive Endor build, and it's just something that I've always looked upon and just kind of wished I could do myself, and I think that's why he's probably my favorite diorama builder. As far as ships go, there's a lot of different people that make different ships. I know Brickvault has made some really good ships lately, but I don't really have a clear favorite as to who's the best ship builder in the LEGO community. I just know that as for me, my favorite diorama maker is Brick Plumber. I'll also say some runner-ups to that would be like Chris Productions. He makes incredible Star Wars MOCs, and Solid Brick Studios does some incredible work too. His Kashyyyk MOC was just incredible. It was humongous. I saw it in person at Brick for Virginia 2016, I believe. Just an amazing MOC. And then he's also doing a great job with Crate, and he did a great job with Scarif last year. Chris, of course, did a giant Scarif building as well, and that is something that I saw in person last year at Brickworld Chicago 2017. So all three of those builders for dioramas and like actual scenes in Star Wars are my favorites. KP Productions wants to know if I think LEGO has improved in quality over the last 5 years. He also says that some sets have recently been overpriced. In his opinion, he wants to know what I think. So I think LEGO has definitely increased in quality. I think it's very clear. You look at an Anakin Starfighter from 2005 and compare it to the version released in 2014, it's night and day. If you look at the TIE Fighters, it's night and day. There have been some great changes LEGO has made. They've introduced some great new elements over the last 10 to 15 years that have really improved their models. Now, with that comes an increase in size. Obviously, research and development is going to cost more. They have more employees now probably than they did 10 years ago, and that all kind of translates into higher cost of production for LEGO in their sets. Obviously, the set prices are going to go up with inflation as well. That's another thing to include, but to your point of them being overpriced, I agree to a degree. That rhymed really well. I was not expecting that to come out like that, but I agree with your statement kind of. Like, some sets are clearly overpriced. General Grievous' Combat Speeder for 157 pieces and $30, that is just way too much. But I think other sets still present great value, like the 2017 Y-Wing with 691 pieces for $60. And I know price per piece isn't the end-all be-all, but still, when you get the model in hand and you feel General Grievous' Combat Speeder, it's not a $30 set. There's just no way in HE double hockey sticks that set is worth $30, and then you get the Y-Wing itself for $60, and it feels like a great value. And you can always find sets like that on sale too. The Y-Wing is very commonly for $48, which is just it's a steal. Let's be honest, that's a great deal. There are sets that are overpriced. I think a lot of that may also come with licensing from Disney and such, so there's no way to really know the root cause of the prices going up kind of a lot with some sets and not with the others. I think we've also seen this with battle packs, as their prices have steadily risen over the years to stop at $15 now, and I don't think they're going to go up for a long time now, but that's where it's at now, and we'll see where it goes. Death Trooper 271 wants to know if I would like to see UCS prequel sets. So this is something we see very seldomly. The two I can name off the top of my head, I actually have one of them on the shelf behind me. You can't really see, it's behind that box, but it's the UCS Obi-Wan Starfighter, and then there was also the UCS General Grievous back a few years ago, and that was an odd model, to say the least. But yeah, that was just like, why did LEGO do that? I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, UCS prequel sets would be great. I'd love to see more of that, namely a Republic gunship, an Arc Mark 170. Those are kind of high on my list as far as prequel sets. I think the clone ships would sell the best if they were going to make more UCS sets in the prequel form. I know they've done a lot of original trilogy in the last 5 years or so, but it would be nice for LEGO to kind of branch out. Maybe even sequel sets with episodes 7, 8, and 9, maybe something from Solo or Rogue One. I know those movies don't quite lend themselves to that, but it's totally possible LEGO could pluck something out from one of those movies and make it into the UCS set. I almost forgot, the UCS Venator would be the ultimate UCS set, of course. Some guy asked, are you stocking up on Toys R Us clearance? So last week I went to my Toys R Us and they had LEGO for 30% off. I actually ended up getting a couple more of those battle packs right there with the speeder. They were like $11-ish with the 30% off. They were retail 15, so whatever that is. And then it was a pretty good deal. I was like, all right, I'll buy some more of those for what it is. It'll be probably my last Toys R Us purchase. So I'm going to go back there probably tomorrow or whatever. I'm going to go back there soon and see if they have a bigger sale. I'm not really stocking up on clearance. There's not really that great of sets left. They're all just kind of the non-desirables, like the First Order Heavy Scout Walker and sets like that. I'm just not really into a lot of the sets that they have left. Not too much from Star Wars really at my Toys R Us. Whenever my next vlog on M&R Vlogs comes out, you guys will see my Toys R Us. I like filmed the whole inside a lot, so you guys will get an idea of what was going on in there about a week ago. Nexter says, what is one thing in the Star Wars universe you want to be a set but no LEGO will never do? Honestly, I think like a Jedi Temple Padawan killing set would just be something that would be funny for me. I would like it. Honestly, like a 501st Trooper and Galactic Marine Trooper battle pack would be incredible. Like that's something that would just make sense and LEGO just isn't doing. Another set I think would be funny is like Anakin and the Padawans from episode 3 with some 501st Troopers inside of the Jedi Temple. Like some type of Jedi Temple set would be pretty nice, but obviously that's not going to happen because Anakin killed all the younglings, so it got dark there pretty fast. But that's a set that I would want, but LEGO would never do, so there's your answer. Luke'sburg16 wants to know if there's a way to accurately apply stickers. Basically, you just gotta take your time, be really careful with them. I know Canadian Brickyard has like a very sound method of putting on stickers onto his set. Basically, I think you want to leave like a millimeter of space on each side of the sticker as you're placing it down, and again, maybe you could use tweezers or something to be more precise with your movements as you're placing it down onto the brick, but other than that, I don't really have any tips. I usually just kind of place mine on as best I can, just kind of, eyeball it and then put it on there and flatten it out if it's a big one that needs to be flattened out. Basically, just take your time and be calm as you're putting them on. Just take your time. Slowly put on the LEGO sticker. Or don't put them on at all. I know some people don't put on stickers at all. I found that to be a little bit weird. Like, I think the sets generally look better with the stickers on that are included with them. But if you don't want to put the stickers on, maybe just don't put the stickers on. Justin Edsy Kid That Ranch says, will Bricks and Bits get its own channel? So for those of you who don't know, I've rebooted the Bricks and Bits podcast with the host being myself, Just Too Good, and Chris Productions. I mentioned this on last week's Ask MandRproductions, and the first episode came out on Saturday. They will be out on every Saturday at noon Eastern, and it will not have its own channel. It's going to be posted on my channel every Saturday at noon Eastern, as I just mentioned. So Bricks and Bits does not have its own channel, will not have its own channel. I don't see a need for that, and I think it will do better here on this channel. Fortnite Rocks wants to know if I saw the Toys That Made Us LEGO and Star Wars episodes. So I actually watched them both recently because they just came out. So Toys That Made Us is basically a Netflix series where they basically do like a 50-minute documentary on like a toy or a basically theme of toys. So they did a Star Wars episode where they went through like the origins of Star Wars toys and how Kenner had the license for it, and all they had to do was pay Lucasfilm $10,000 a year, and then they didn't pay them and they lost the license. They had a great deal too. I would highly suggest watching it. And then the newer episode is the LEGO episode where they went through the origins of LEGO and how it's become what it is today, and it was really interesting. Apparently Star Wars was like nearly the downfall of LEGO in the early 2000s, but I don't know. It was pretty crazy what LEGO has been going through throughout the last 20, 30 years. I would totally give it a watch. It goes through like everything that LEGO is. It's a pretty good documentary. It's on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, I don't know what to tell you, but hit up a friend. Gavin Bach says, if you could make one thing into a LEGO theme, what would it be? Personally, Breaking Bad is my favorite TV show ever, so I think LEGO and Breaking Bad would be like what my like perfect world of a combination of LEGO and a theme would be. Obviously, LEGO wouldn't do Breaking Bad because it is beyond what LEGO has said they wouldn't do, but that would be the one thing I would make a theme if I were king for a day, I guess. Lego Films wants to know what my favorite Marvel set is. I guess I'm going to speak with ones that I own. I think the favorite set that I own is the Hulkbuster from this year, the 2018 Avengers Infinity War Hulkbuster. I actually quite like that set. Huge shout out to Brick Vibe, who actually sent me that for free to build on one of his live streams, and I really enjoyed that set. I thought it was a very nice build and a respectable model. Had some cool minifigures, also had this really cool turret in it, so that's probably my favorite Marvel set, at least that I own. IzWiz has our comment of the week, and he says, what is the inside temperature of a Tauntaun? And it is lukewarm. so that's a pretty good comment of the week. That's our joke of the week, if you will. If you want to make a comment of the week, make a joke down below, and maybe I'll choose it if I find it funny. So my schedule ran tight yesterday, and I actually had to wait until another day now to finish it, even though I'm dressed the same. It is another day, and now I have the spoiler glasses on, so I'm now talking spoilers on the Han Solo movie. I'm going to answer a few questions about it, so if you don't want to hear spoilers on the Han Solo movie, leave now. If you have seen the Han Solo movie and you want to hear my opinion on it, here we go. Abdul the Boss Vlogs wants to know how I feel about the Darth Maul cameo. I actually thought it was a very nice touch. I felt like right at the end of the movie, he was the big leader of Crimson Dawn. Some people think he created Crimson Dawn, which is like the crime group that Dryden Voss and Kira are part of. And I thought it was really cool that he's like the big leader of all of it, orchestrating everything in that group. And I think it works really well. I think if they were going to make a Han Solo movie sequel, which I don't think they're going to, but if they were going to, it would be great to get more with Darth Maul and Kira, or even a movie about Darth Maul himself would be amazing. But I'm totally okay with them putting him in there. I thought it was great. We know he's alive during that time, so why not? Brickmaster 2.0 wants to know what my favorite part of Solo was, and that is easily going to be the Mud Trooper scene, like the very introduction of the Mud Planet, where you're thrown into the battle with Han Solo and the other troopers around him. It's just such an amazing scene. And then you also have like the AT haulers bringing in some walkers, which aren't ATSTs. They're like different walkers. I couldn't tell. I don't know exactly what they're called. I'm sure some of you guys are going to tell me in the comment section below, but they had the walkers there. It was like a really gritty battle scene with dirt flying everywhere. Of course, Han Solo goes flying, and then some of the other characters are dying around him. So I thought it made for a great scene. Of course, the guy yelling "my leg." That just kind of reminded me of SpongeBob for some reason, but I think it was a great scene. I just thought it was such a gritty war scene, and I really like that. I hope they do that more in future Star Wars movies. JD Studios wants to know if I think we'll get a Han Solo movie set with Darth Maul in it. Personally, I do not think that will happen. I really want to see a set with L3 and Dryden Voss. Both of those characters are completely missing from the Han Solo movie sets, and also probably won't be in the summer set, so I'm really curious where they might come, because they're pretty instrumental characters in the movie, and we don't have them in Lego form. So it'd be a shame if Lego just never makes them. I really think Lego will. They're pretty easy characters to make. At least Dryden Voss should be. It's kind of a special face print for him. And then as far as L3, they could just make kind of a custom droid mold like they've done in the past. But those two characters need to be made. Darth Maul probably won't be in a set. He's only seen as a hologram for like a few short seconds, obviously, up on the yacht, on Dryden Voss's yacht. So I don't think that's going to be happening. I thought that the buildable figure was like awkward timing, though. I don't know if Lego knew that Darth Maul was going to be in the movie, and that's why they released him alongside of all the Solo sets. I just thought that was funny, because it was Han Solo, the Range Trooper, and Darth Maul. Obviously, Han Solo and the Range Trooper being from the Solo movie, but Darth Maul being branded as from episode 1. But I wonder if Lego knew, and that's why they held off on the Darth Maul release or whatever. I don't know. It's just something interesting. Conspiracy theory. And the final and simplest question comes from Monkey Tim Productions, and he wants to know if I liked Solo: A Star Wars Story, and I think I did. I really genuinely enjoyed it. I've seen it 3 times now, and every time I've gone, you know, I think like all movies, there's a couple like parts where you get a little bored with the second and third times through, but for the most part I was still entertained. I thought the characters were funny. I think the actors who played Han Solo and Lando did a good job of representing who they were supposed to represent, and Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams, I think they did as best they could for being younger versions of them. I really kind of liked the Lando character a lot. He kind of had this nice tone to him. As far as Han Solo, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but it's not Harrison Ford. No, it's not. It never will be. I just kind of let that go while I'm watching the movie. I don't try to think about it. I just enjoy it for what it is. I'm like, that's Han Solo, and that's what I think about. I'm like, that is Han Solo, and I just kind of let my mind wrap around that, and I enjoy it for what it is. I thought it was a pretty good movie, and if you haven't seen it and you just got through all my spoilers, I would still totally recommend you go see it. It's a Star Wars film. You should go see it. It's got some good twists and turns still, even though you know that some of the main characters are going to make it through, but I really think it still does have some good twists and turns. It makes for an interesting story regardless. So if you guys enjoyed this Ask MandRproductions, go ahead and leave it a like. If you have a question for me next week, or if you have a comment that you think is funny and you want it to be comment of the week, also leave it in the comments section down below. And if you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button for more Lego and Lego Star Wars content. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.